Hello Mzansi, sanamukela la kwa Dijo Le Bophelo on SABC2. The aim of our show is to help deal with food-related issues in order for us to live impilo healthier ezingconywana. Every week sinimema ukuthi nisibuze noma yini enifuna ukuyazi ngokudla. Bese ke thina sithola ongqondo bethu ukuthi baphendule imibuzo yenu. Namhlanje sikhuluma nge-osteoporosis. Now everyone is sitting at home going, yini riding and do I have it? Wonder no more, because namhlanje sizofunda into eziningi kakhulu regarding lesifo samathambo. Alina Maiki from Soweto posted a video ku Twitter page yethu with a few questions about this illness.
Dumelang Dijo Le Bophelo, ke na le potso ke batla ho tseba hore ke eng osteoporosis and e etswa ke eng ke dijo tse re di jang na.
Sesahamba sayohlangana no Alina to learn more about her before siphendula imibuzo yakhe. Let's look.
My name is Alina Maiki. I am 30 years old. I live in White City. We are one community and neighbors. We are one old-fashioned family in a way like we still go to neighbors and whenever it's not anything, you go ask from your neighbor sugar or salt, anything of some sort. So since regularly our neighbors repeat sana, we kind of like a few months ago we discovered our neighbor in a hip fracture. We were all shocked because and that hip fracture so we still shocked at that now because of some sort thing a small thing it's only hip fail. After this whole thing that hip fracture after our neighbor discover it was osteoporosis. So we were all shocked because Harasoga was such a name before. So it's only now osteoporosis and just to avoid such things. So I'm more concerned about osteoporosis because now the way people this thing from your early 20s until later stage then has you goodies and then our neighbor. So what I'd like to know is this osteoporosis that we must eat, that we must not eat, or even cure if also na leon.
We are joined by one of our favorite medical doctors, Dr. Mohapi, who will be answering imibuzo ka Alina. Cela ni join ingxoxo yethu ku Twitter @Dijo Le Bophelo or on his Facebook Dijo Le Bophelo or email us dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Siyabuya khona manje. Welcome back. Usasenami la ku Dijo Le Bophelo. Namhlanje sikhuluma nge-osteoporosis, isifo samathambo. Iviewer yethu Alina waseSoweto wants to know ukuthi yini ndayile. Our favorite medical doctor Umuhapi will be giving valuable answers to imibuzo ka Alina, but let's find out more about her before simphendule. Ngaphambi kokuthi siyidolo, uAlina befuna ukwazi ukuthi ingabe khona ukudla okucontributor towards osteoporosis. She has specific questions that she had posted on our Twitter page. We'll be answering these questions with guest to Dr. Mohapi. Now again, contribute to the subject on Twitter @Dijo Le Bophelo, na ku Facebook Dijo Le Bophelo, or email me dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Dr. Mohapi, it's always so good to have you.
It's good to be here.
Right. So, le ostele isifo samathambo. But why is it that amathambo wethu anesifo?
That's a good question. When you think about bones, you think about them being strong, right? When we look at the bone, we've all seen chicken bones, other animal bones. You see that you have that thick outer part,
yes,
and then you have where the bone marrow is, and there are other bones in between.
Yes.
All that contribute to the strength of bone. So in osteoporosis, the thick bone becomes thinner and the pores inside becomes bigger, so that compromises, so your bones are not as strong as they're supposed to be.
Just before we go to Alina's question, I want to ask you something. So, umaskhola, scoliosis geluguti, osteo is part of growth. Vele mawukhula, you're supposed to lose your bones and you're supposed to, your body kumele vele ugobe umqolo, because when you imitate uthi ugogo unjani, ugogo so. And that's what we assume. But the more you grow up and the more you start watching Dijo Le Bophelo and talking to Dr. Mohapi, you start realizing that you can actually save your bone.
Precisely. That's so beautiful. You just hit the nail on the head, because the bone that's mostly affected by osteoporosis are your spinal cord bones, all right? Because they are more porous than the thick outer part of the bone. So then they can collapse on one another. So you lose your height and you lose that which is supposed to keep you upright and straight. So that is a sign of osteoporosis.
So how do I know I have the osteoporosis?
A lot of people don't know because it's silent. You don't feel anything or experience anything. For a lot of people, the first time they find out is when they fall off a bed and they break their bone. And when you arrive at the hospital, when we do an X-ray, we may see that your bone looks a bit weaker.
Wow. It's more injured than it should be from falling off a bed, for example.
You will literally just break your bone, almost like you were involved in an accident. Wow. So small things will cause trauma. For somebody who's a runner, they would actually cause small fractures in their bone from all that impact of running, because they've got weak bones.
Is there a way I can test if I have it at an early stage before it's bad, before it gets bad?
You could go for what we call a bone density scan, which then looks at how dense your bone mass is. And it's a good thing to do, because then you can do something about it.
Doctor, can a person die from osteo?
So you will not die directly from it, but as a complication, maybe, old ladies that fall and they break their leg and the complications thereof, but not directly from osteoporosis.
That's interesting to know. Just one number of
osteoporosis and dijo tse o re di jang ke tsona tse causang na?
Good question. Can the food contribute to it?
Absolutely. So to build your bones, you need food, right?
Calcium.
Exactly, calcium and phosphorus, because those mineralize your bone, meaning they strengthen. It's like cement. But before we even look at the sources of calcium, so you get your calcium and you get your phosphorus to make your bone strong. But remember, you're not necessarily what you eat, you're what you assimilate. It has to be taken in. So you could be eating foods that have calcium, but if you don't have vitamin D, you're not able to absorb the calcium or absorb the phosphorus into your body.
Okay.
Can you believe that we live in beautiful, sunny South Africa?
Yes.
And a lot of people don't have enough levels of vitamin D because people want to be yellow bones.
Hey, I want to love guys. Namus, see him this time. Tanda my yellow bone, na bleach,
So when you do that, you deny yourself access to the sun, right? Meaning if you were in the sun and you were kissed by the sun, your skin, your cholesterol will be turned to vitamin D. So you lower your cholesterol, you get vitamin D made by your body, and you're able to absorb that calcium that you got from your nutritious food, and then you build up your bones.
Umngani wami emsebenzini, umlungu, une issue ye cholesterol. What? She's gone for treatment. Is it because ungamla? That's why she's not getting enough vitamin D?
That's a very good question. Actually not. The darker you are, the more time you will need to spend in the sun to absorb vitamin D. But we as black people, we have our natural sunscreen, which is melanin. So we need to actually spend more time in the sun to get the good rays.
Wow. Right, so you brought something, salt.
Yes, so now remember how we spoke about some foods might not have enough calcium, but some foods will actually then leach out your calcium from the body. So you have calcium and it's stored in your bones to make them strong.
Yes.
So now if you take a different salt, like salt, which is sodium, actually.
Yes.
Sodium in the sodium chloride. This is sodium chloride.
Yeah.
That is going to affect your calcium levels in your body. So eating foods or eating a lot of sodium chloride is going to affect the levels of calcium in your own body.
So what does salt do? It drops your level of calcium or?
So in your blood, you have different kinds of salt. You have sodium, you've got calcium. These are all the different things in your blood.
Yeah.
So if you have too much of one, it's going to affect the presence of another. So if you have too much of the sodium, you see, we're supposed to have sodium, but in the right amount.
Yes.
This table salt is sodium chloride. But if you get something like
Himalayan pink salt,
it has the sodium and the potassium and all the different minerals in the right amount.
But it's still how much of it?
It's not displacing the calcium.
Right, the next question.
So potso e nngwe e ke nang le yona ke a hore hobane calcium ke yona e thusang ka masapo. So ha o le motho a hlolwang ke lebese ke eng e nngwe e o ka e sebedisang hore o be le masapo a tileng hore o ska tshwarwa ke